Hi, my name is Dr. Mitch Braden, and I'd like to, in this little presentation, answer questions that I get over and over and over again for the 10 plus years that I've been doing this. And one of the main questions that I get that is, what makes you different than other chiropractors? And the bottom line of that is that I say that I can balance out your short leg that you're going to have, that we've already talked about, for better and longer than anybody else can. If I ask my 5-year-old son to take one of his shoes off and walk around for the rest of his life without one shoe on, to me it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out something's going to start hurting him. I just don't know what. Because structurally you just can't handle that kind of imbalance. And whomever can balance it out for the greatest length of time and the best is going to make you the most stable and make you come to the chiropractor less often than they do some other chiropractor. Now, one of the main things is the short leg isn't really short. It's a mechanical illusion. And what happens with that is that this bone right here moves back and forth like this. It's attached to this bone right here. Watch what happens to the length of this when this rocks forward. Do you see visually how it gets longer and it gets shorter? So it's not that you have actually a short leg, it's a tilting of the hips. Now that tilting of the hips causes the rest of the spine, in this scenario here, to kind of tilt to one side. Let's say if I take one of my shoes off and I stand like this. Well, we don't stand like this because I'm very obviously crooked. What we do is we make ourselves look even. Now you can see that this is what scoliosis looks like. Chiropractic in general will eliminate the reason for the scoliosis, which is an unlevel pelvis. But this is what the spine looks like. Now this tilting of the spine like this causes the bones of the spine to kind of curve and to kind of move around a little bit. You can see this nerve right here. You can see that if the bone moves to the side, the nerve gets pinched. That's what causes all the pains that people have. Anything that people take Advil, Tylenol, whatever their pain reliever of choice is, chiropractic can get rid of that because it's pinching of the nerve that's causing it. And that pinching of the nerve is caused from the short leg. Now, if the short leg is what's causing the problem, what causes the short leg? The short leg actually is caused from this little bone right up in here called your atlas. When we talk about Atlas Orthogonal, orthogonal means where the atlas is level and we draw a line through the middle of our head. If two lines cross at 90-degree angles, that's called orthogonal in an engineering sense. The atlas can move a couple different directions. It can move to the left or it can move to the right. I'm going to use myself as an example. My atlas is moved to the left. So my head, in my driver's license pictures of old, looks like this a little bit. Well, in essence, I don't stand like this, and I'm going to over-exaggerate. I don't stand like this. I make my eyes as level as I can. And you can see visually I still have a straight spine down here. However, without fixing this, I'm going to make me look straight. So it's the short leg that causes the spine to look like this, but it's this bone up here called your atlas that makes a short leg. So what we're going to do in this clinic, in this presentation, what they're going to talk about is if you have an atlas that's tilted like this, and you adjust it downward like this to level it off, the whole rest of the spine evens itself out. And that's what we do. Now, the next thing, let me put my shoe back on, is we take a picture that looks like this. If you look at the top picture, you're going to see that it obviously somebody visually looks like they have a short leg. Nobody's touching them, they're just lying there as peaceful as they can, and we took a Polaroid picture of their shoes. They obviously, from that top picture when you're looking at it, you can see the short leg. You can see the bottom picture obviously has an even leg. That's what I fix. This is a picture of a massage therapist who rents some space out from a chiropractor in Cumming. He got adjusted at 10:15 in the morning by that chiropractor. He then came at noon at lunchtime and massaged another chiropractor and got adjusted by that chiropractor at 12:30. 2:30 in the afternoon, what you're looking at in that picture is what I saw. He still had a short leg. I adjusted him, I evened his short leg out, probably not for the first time in that day, but probably the third time. However, the key with that is he came back the next day and he still had even legs. That means the other two chiropractors that he'd gone to probably evened his short leg out, but in a drive to my office, he got a short leg again. I adjusted him, he came back the next day, and it was still even legs. The adjustment that I'm going to do is going to last for a day or longer. Theirs won't last very long at all. That's kind of how I market myself. You can go to your regular chiropractor, drive to my office, I'll take a picture of your short leg that you'll still have even though you just got adjusted. I can even your short leg out and you can come back days later and it's still even. Where is that massage therapist in that example going to be more stable? With an even leg or a short leg? You can kind of make that decision yourself. But the whole basic logic of that is that if I took my 5-year-old son Morgan and said, Morgan, take one of your shoes and walk around the rest of your life without one shoe on, it doesn't take a rocket scientist for me to figure out something's going to hurt that boy. I just don't know what and I don't know when. It could start hurting him when he's 5, it could start hurting him when he's 95. But something's going to hurt him, and that's what I do as preventative nature, is to correct the short leg so that I can fix the potential problems that he's going to have later on. Now you're going to see a mini history of a little bit about chiropractic and this technique. And then after this, I'm going to come in and explain a little more history to you in the end.
Many years ago, chiropractors discovered that adjustments of the atlas had a healing effect on certain physical conditions. The atlas, located at the very top of the spine, is the connection point between the head and the rest of your body. The position of the atlas can affect your posture as well as the alignment of your entire spine and pelvis. When the atlas becomes subluxated or out of alignment, your body compensates by shifting the angle of the spine and pelvis in relation to your head. This skeletal shift is maintained in order to allow body balance, or what is often referred to as the body's center of gravity. The resulting stress and distortion of the spine may apply pressure on nerves that cause severe pain, organ dysfunction, loss of mobility, and even a reduction in the body's natural resistance to illness. The modern-day science of atlas adjusting was first discovered and experimented with by Dr. B.J. Palmer in the early 1900s. Dr. Palmer's father is credited with being the founder of chiropractic. His research was then expanded and refined by Dr. John F. Grostic. Chiropractic Atlas Orthogonality came into its own through the efforts and work of this man, Dr. Roy Sweat. Having studied under both Dr. Palmer and Dr. Grostic, Dr. Sweat was tremendously impressed with results gained through atlas adjustment. He decided to devote his professional career toward the refinement, continued research, education, and development of atlas adjustment procedures. It is mainly his efforts in this specialized field that has made chiropractic atlas orthogonality the science it is today.
Buck, I would like to show you your x-rays. This is the sagittal or lateral view. This is the frontal or nasal view, and this is the horizontal view or vertex view.